Welcome, lovers. I don't know what I'm doing, but you probably already knew that. So today I decided that instead of telling a story, I was going to tell you some things that I don't understand. Because I woke up this morning and was told that I didn't have to work today, so in my incapability to go back to sleep, my brain wandered off into all sorts of strange things, stopping on the topic of why the fuck. So I decided that's what I was talking about today. And I had to make a list, not only because I will forget the next topic every time I look at this, so I'm going to have to keep looking at it, but also because my memory in general is awful and I would forget all of the things on here if I didn't write it down. And I know that there's more things that I don't understand that annoy me, but this is enough for a video. So, first thing I'd like to talk about is why people don't know what an ambivert is. Because people are always like, oh my gosh, I'm such an introvert, or oh my gosh, I'm such an extrovert. And then there's a large group of people that are just like, I don't know which one I am. I kind of like this one, but I'm also kind of like this one. I don't know what that means, but there's a term for it. An ambivert. An ambivert is someone who has traits of both an introvert and an extrovert. And I don't know why this isn't common knowledge. Because not only are there a lot of us, like there's me and some of my friends, people on the internet, but it doesn't make sense, because not only is the information on the internet, but it is just as common as the other two. So why is it virtually unknown by so many people? It makes no sense. I don't know why that one annoys me so much, it just does. But probably because I love psychology, but I feel like it should be more commonly known than it is. Next topic. Why couples share blankets? This is one that I've been confused. What the fuck? I don't know what that is. Confused. Something I've been confused about for a long time. Because it is basically a meme about one person always hogging all the covers. And it's like people who are married, people who are living together, people who don't even live together but like to take naps together, all have this same problem of like, they'll be sleeping and then one of them just takes the whole thing of the blanket. And I'm like, why is that a big deal? I don't understand. Get your own blanket. Like, why do you have to share a blanket? It's just a blanket. If you both would just have your own separate blankets, it wouldn't be a problem anymore. And I know most people are gonna be like, oh, what about cuddling? No. Now let's just be realistic here for a second. All the movies and the anime and all the books and all that shit, it lies. It's lying to you. Because cuddling is not practical for sleeping. I mean, laying on someone else or having someone else lay on you and trying to sleep that way? No! Like, limbs will go numb and get all prickly and uncomfortable. You'll get cramps really easily. If your neck's at even the slightly wrong direction, then you get like a headache. And it's just like, it's generally uncomfortable if you're like slightly raised up on one half of your body and not on the other half. And so people don't even do that when they go into sleep. They'll cuddle until they get really, 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 really tired and are almost asleep. But then they just turn over and go to sleep. So why is it a big deal to have a separate blanket? Then there's no more problem. Like, it's so simple. I don't understand why it's such a big deal. Makes no sense to me. My throat is sore. Okay. Next topic. This one really gets to me. Art teachers who tell you you're not done with your own art. See, when I was still homeschooled, I had an art teacher who told me this all the time. Like, I would take whatever it was I was doing, whether it be like drawing or painting, and I would get the design and the colors and all that stuff that I wanted to be like, I like this the way it is, it's framed just the way I want it, I'm done. This is how I want it to look. And every time, without fail, my teacher would come over to me and be like, oh, what are you gonna do next? I mean, you're obviously not done. And like, then she'd be like, oh, you could do this and this and this and this. And I'm just like, bitch, is this your artwork? No, it's not. It's mine. And I'm just like, why? I get the process of making suggestions for like, oh, maybe you could do this to make it better if you want to. Or like if they're not done yet, being like, oh, hey, you could do this to improve it and stuff like that. But If it's obvious that the person is done with it, or if it's obvious that they don't want to add anything else to it, it is not your business to just be like, yeah, no, you're not done. It's not yours. It's mine. Leave me alone. On the topic of art, I don't like people who steal art. And this particular time, I'm not talking about people on the internet who will, like, take your watermark off of something and put their own on it. Like, don't get me wrong, that is bullshit and it needs to fucking stop, like, right now. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about physically stealing your art. When I was a senior in high school, I took an art class because I had an extra period I needed to fill, and I like art. And we were doing, like, paper mache thing for Dias de los Muertos. I think that's how you say that. I'm so sorry if I didn't say that right. But, like, I was so proud of the thing I was doing. It was like a dude on his knees with his hands up. And, like, the wiring, I twisted it together so well. And, like, the paper was going on smoothly, and it looked so good. And I was so proud of it. And I hung it up to dry. I left for the day. I came back the next day, and it was fucking gone. I looked all over the wire, all over the floors, in the drawers, in the desks, in the little closet things we had. I looked in the teacher's desk. I asked other people in my class. It was gone. Someone took it. And I don't understand why. Not only are we all doing the same exact project, so you could easily make your own damn thing, but the teacher saw me making it. So if you turned it in as yours, he would know it was mine. What is the point in just taking it? And I was so mad because I had to start all over, and it turned out so much shittier the second time. Like, it wasn't awful, but it wasn't nearly as good. And it ruined my fucking day, okay? Don't do that shit. It's not okay. So this topic it has always confused me, much like the blanket situation. Why people are assholes to pregnant teenagers. First of all, being an asshole to a pregnant person is a bad idea. Like, in general, I don't care what situation you're in, it is a bad idea to be an asshole to a pregnant person for a whole slew of reasons. But I'm annoyed at why people do it in the first place. Like, first of all, it is none of your business what that person does in their free time, and what the results and or consequences of what they do in their free time has on them, because it doesn't affect you. It doesn't. Second of all, people don't seem to understand that you can use both condoms and birth control and have them both fail. It is a thing. They could have been as careful as freaking possible, and it just still happened. Because it's not 100% pregnancy proof. It happens. Third of all, did I already do 3? Am I on 3 or 4? I don't know. But what if that person was assaulted? What if they had absolutely zero choice in what happened to them? What if they're pregnant with a child of someone who assaulted them, and they decided to keep it because they understand that it's not the child's fault that their dad is an asshole? What then? Not only are you being an asshole in general, but you're being an extra asshole because not only did you just bring back memories they did not need, but you're reminding them that all the other assholes just like you are going to be looking down upon them for the rest of their lives and judging them and trying to push them down and make them feel like shit. Fuck you. Sorry, that wasn't directed at all of you guys. It was just, I get mad. Sorry. That was directed at the assholes. But I don't get it. I really don't. Like, did nobody teach you how to be a decent human being? Do you not understand the concept of basic fucking respect? What is wrong with you people? How do you not know how to respect the people around you and still demand respect for yourself? That's not how it works. Another thing about pregnancy situations is I don't understand why people think it's okay to walk up to a complete stranger and just be like, oh, hey, I'm gonna touch your stomach now. Like, who thought that was a good idea? Because it's not. Who decided that was acceptable? Because it shouldn't be. Like, when I was pregnant and I was working at Taco Cabana, I would frequently be walking around in the front area doing my job, and I'd have strangers walk up to me and be like, oh, how far along are you? And just fucking try to stick their hands all up in my business. And I'm like, why are you doing this? I don't know you. You're creeping me out. Now because of that, I don't like you. Don't touch me. Get the hell away from my child. Like, this is not okay. It's creepy and disturbing and really uncomfortable. Like, I don't know you. Just because there's something growing inside this part of my body does not give you permission to touch me. Like, there was one time when I was in the drive-thru and this old creepy-ass man reached in the window to try and touch me, and it freaked me out. You can't just be doing that. It's not okay. Like, I don't get it, okay? The next thing is why people think it's okay to ask professionals for free shit. Like, usually it's artists, like painters and people who draw and things like that, but it also happens to people who, like, editors for books. And people have the audacity to just be like, hey, give me this shit for free. Like, no. No. You can't. If you were at work and someone just walked in and was like, hey, give me this stuff for free, you wouldn't agree to that. Why should it be any different for artists? Because not only is this their main way of making money and paying their bills and paying their rent, but they are professionals. They make the best kind of art. So just because you happen to know them, or you met them in person, or you think you're a fucking special snowflake, does not change the fact that that this is how they make a living. You can't just expect them to give you free shit all the time. That's not how it works, hun. It's just not, okay? Stop it. Just fucking chill. Jesus. So the last thing that I've got to complain about today is why it's considered unprofessional to have tattoos and unnaturally dyed hair. Like, unnaturally dyed hair is fucking majestic and beautiful, and why would you hate it? Like, I might be biased because I've been dyeing my hair all colors of the rainbow since I was like 7, and I'm actually really sad now because I can't anymore because I work in a hotel and it's, you know, what I just said. But I don't understand why. Just because your hair is like purple doesn't change the fact that you know how to do your job, you know how to be respectful, you're on time, it doesn't change who you are as a worker. Why should it affect whether or not you get hired? And same with tattoos, it's art, just on your body. And like, that shouldn't prevent you from getting a decent job. I mean, like, I understand if it's like boobs or curse words or like something satanic that'll make other people uncomfortable if they don't agree with that kind of stuff. But you know what you can do in that situation? That. You can fucking cover it. Like, it shouldn't be considered unprofessional to have art on your body. Like, I don't understand that. If it's not all that appropriate, just cover it. That's one thing I appreciate about my own generation, is that, like, I know that once we're adults, we'll probably consider it to be fine and it'll be less of a problem, but for now, it's just annoying and it doesn't make sense to me. So, that was my ranting for today. I'm sorry if you're not a fan of rants, but it's what I did today. I know this is not going to be my only one because a lot of things annoy me and my little brain does not understand a lot of things. So there's definitely going to be a part 2 eventually, but for now, I hope you enjoyed this video. So maybe I'll see you in the next one, and until then, I hope your day is as lovely as you are. Bye. This is like the 4th time I've recorded this. My audio keeps fucking up. I'm like really mad right now.